So last time I made a video with the Spider, it was flying with only 8 propellers.
That wasn't flying, that was falling with style.
It was pretty rough. But here it is with 16 propellers on it. And as you may notice, I'm currently sitting on it with my full weight. And this is still made with only 3D printed brackets that I made on the Prusa Core ONE with ASA filament. Look at this. Probably look like an idiot doing that, but I can like bounce on it and like wiggle, like it's sturdy. This thing's a beast. So I know that everyone always loved my 3D printed frame, but I also recently got my hands on a CNC machine kit that I've been putting together in the evenings for the past week or so, and I'm getting close.
So close yet so far, boys.
Soon I will be replacing these 3D printed brackets with aluminum ones, and then the real testing will begin. First of all, I have a confession to make. In my previous videos of flying the Spider, I chose the most graceful video clips that I had of it flying, which I did not have very many of. So this is what it actually looks like. And it starts to make sense once you look at the logs. So while the drone is flying, the flight controller tracks the target, which is how the drone should be behaving, and its actual movement, and then the error. So put simply, the drone was basically flying with an error rate of close to 100%. That orange line there that looks nothing like the green or blue lines, that's what the drone was actually doing. So basically, it just had a mind of its own. So what do you do when you have a question, or you want to get in a relationship, but people are just too real for you, or you're having a midlife crisis? Well, I did what everyone else does. I turned to my best friend, ChatGPT. Well, Chat said that I was actually in a pretty good place already until I informed it that it was a moron and that my drone was basically unflyable and I'd crash on every flight. If I can even get this thing off the ground, every single time it makes contact with the ground, it's like a controlled crash. It's not even like, there is no graceful landing here. And when you're tuning a drone like this, the step one basically is to get it to get off the ground in a controlled way. And that was honestly the hardest part of this entire thing. All of this, by the way, is before I had any sensors on it at all, not even GPS or, I mean, I guess I had the built-in magnetometer, but this was all done completely manually in stabilized mode. So I guess maybe not 100% manual because that would be acro, but yeah, I was in stabilized mode and it was tricky to control. So anyway, I went through the logs, way more iterations than I don't know, I lost count of how many times I went through them. Just, you know, test flight and then look at the logs and tweak the PID values and then another test flight. And in between each of these, you know, I had limited time because I've got my job. And so I'd be doing this in the evenings and then I'd be butting up against the sun setting. And so I had a couple of kind of late night flights where I was kind of pushing the limits of civil twilight. When you're tuning any drone, you need to be able to rock the pitch forward and back. You can rock the roll left and right. And you want to do that so you can look in the logs and see just how closely your intended PID curve follows what the drone is actually doing. But after multiple test flights and multiple PID tweaks across multiple days and weeks, I guess, maybe even months.
Shock results from a drop in blood pressure. This is neurological.
I eventually got it working pretty well. And I got all of the 8 additional lower motors wired up and propellers on them. When I first heard this, it was intimidating. I barely gave it any throttle and it just popped off the ground. There's just so much power in it. I can't believe it freaking works. After a couple of test flights, I decided it was time to see just how much it could lift, because when I would fly this with all 16 propellers, the amount of thrust it produced and the sound that comes off of these 16 counter-rotating propellers was insane. Honestly, it was kind of intimidating to put any kind of weight on it and to try to fly with that. But I did it anyway. So I have the Spider tied down with a rope here, and it doesn't look like much, but that stake is really in there, and the drone will crash before it actually flies away. So we're going to see how much weight it can lift. On this center aluminum plate here, I've got a, I guess, 11.4 kilogram weight. It's 25 pounds. Kind of hard to see that there. And we'll go up from there and see how much it can lift. Didn't even hesitate, less than half throttle. I had my wife and 2 kids watching from a safe distance, and they started getting a little bit impatient with my idea of just putting on one weight at a time and testing it. Okay, I'll just load it up now, I guess. Well, let's be honest, I was the impatient one. I was like, you know what, forget this. I'm going all in. Let's just see what this baby can do. So I went ahead and threw the entire 100 pounds on top of this. We have 100 pounds on there. Hopefully I don't regret this. The first test was underwhelming with that. It actually kind of bummed me out for a second until I remembered that I had the throttle limited. I need to remove my limit. I have the throttle limited right now. All right, well, I've changed the parameters, so the throttle is no longer limited, and I've also attached a longer rope on it. Let's give it one more shot. Arming in 3, 2, 1. Yeah, baby. It didn't even take full throttle, but the rope was whipping around and I was scared it was gonna catch on the propeller, so I stopped it. So even though we just flew with 100 pounds of weights, the good news is that all of the metal on there can be converted to carbon fiber parts, and altogether it weighs about as much as I weigh, which means that we just proved that that can lift me. If you guys wanna see that, make sure to subscribe. If you want to build a flying car or any kind of drone, the first step is learning how to tune with a variety of sensors. I'm putting together a kit that will soon be available to purchase for people like you who want to learn and practice every aspect of building a drone. If that's something that interests you, check the link in the description. Now, I don't claim to be any kind of expert, but if you would like to learn alongside me, I will be releasing a series of videos showing exactly how I tune my drones and set up all of the sensors. To get a better idea of what kinds of sensors I'm talking about, I made an older video demonstrating some of them, including GPS, LiDAR, and optical flow. And you can watch that video by clicking the link at the top of the screen.